Hi, this is João Kirapinho, and over the next few moments I'd like to discuss decision analysis using TreeAge Pro 2009 with a few helpful hints to getting you started. This is part one in a series of videos that will be released in the future discussing decision analysis. I'll be sharing a few important tips before you get started building your tree. Next is I'll discuss elements of a basic tree, that's your root nodes, chance nodes, and adding branches and terminal nodes, and also entering probabilities. And I'll end off by briefly mentioning an example that will be covered in part 2 of a series of videos to be released. When you download TreeAge and open it up for the first time, this is the screen that you'll be met with. The very first step that you want to take is to start an instance of a new decision tree by clicking on New Document and selecting the file type called Tree, and a page will open up in which it will prompt you to start entering data. It will open up first with the root node, which is requesting you to provide a label. Each time that you see a square inside TreeAge Pro that refers to a decision node, if you double click on the square and it is highlighted, it will add 2 additional branches to it. Each time you see a decision node, it means that you are prompted to choose between one of the 2 branches. If you want to add a third branch, simply double click on a particular branch, on that choice node, and an additional branch will open up. Let's label the 3 different choices that we have, A, B, and C, for example. It's important to note here that each of these 3 options do not need to be mutually exclusive. I could quite easily have said that I would like to compare A to B, or A and B. I'm going to increase the size for you so that you can see it in better detail. Click on Display and zoom in. Right. Our next step is, as you can see, there are choices that have been added, each ending with a choice node. If you double click on that choice node, 2 additional branches will open up. Clicking once more, a third branch will open up. What it states here, that if you happen to choose choice A, make a decision to walk down that path, then you will be encountered with the possibility of 3 different events taking place. The first event we'll label as 1, second event we'll label as 2, the third event we'll label as 3. And associated with each event there are specific probabilities. In our instance we'll manually enter them as 0.1 for argument's sake, the next one 0.5, and the next one needs to be 0.4. The total probabilities that are associated with branches that are extracted from the same choice node need to total to 1. So that again is all of these probabilities must total to 1. To change a choice node to a terminal node, you need to highlight it, click on the icon, change node type, select terminal node and click OK. Another window will automatically pop up asking you to enter your payoffs. In this instance, payoffs have already been defined as costs of A and qualies of A. This could have quite easily been payoff number 1, payoff number 2, or payoff number 3, 4, etc., etc. In cost utility analysis, you would enter quality adjusted life years in the second payoff line. For cost effectiveness, your effectiveness measure would be in your second line. In our instance, I'm simply going to be utilizing zeros for demonstration purposes. As you can see that once you have entered zeros in each of your payoffs, it will appear to the right of the terminal node, and the choice node would have transformed into a terminal node. Once you change each of the choice nodes to terminal nodes, the payoffs will be entered towards the far right hand side. What you may wish to do is align each of the terminal nodes, and to do that what you need to do is click on Edit, Preferences, Tree Layout, and Align End Nodes. There are also other options available here for you. I prefer to also provide right angles to each of the branches instead of them being at angles. And once you check that box, click OK. Your decision tree will change in such a way to fit the requirements that you provided in the Edit Preferences window. So that's how you go about setting up your decision tree. The topics that we've covered during this particular session have helped you to save your work on a regular basis onto your desktop. We've also discussed the elements of a basic tree, which is a root node, chance node, and adding branches and terminal nodes and entering probabilities. In part 2 of this video, we'll be taking these fundamental elements of building a tree, utilizing an investment analysis